Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here with a surprise reaction today. As you can see in the title, we are reacting to the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie trailer. I don't normally react to trailers. There's a lot of times I don't even watch trailers. It just depends on what it's for and if I am okay with knowing a little bit from the trailer and all. But this is something I'm very, very excited for. For those who don't know, I'm big into fighting games, and Mortal Kombat's always been one of my go-tos, along with the likes of Tekken or Soul Calibur. Not Street Fighter as much. I never got into Street Fighter as much, but definitely like those three would be the big ones for me. Um, I've always really liked Mortal Kombat. I've especially liked the more recent games. Basically, since it kind of rebooted the universe. um, and when they announced they were going to be doing a new movie, I was excited because I liked the original movie from the 90s. Not Annihilation. Annihilation is terrible and everyone hates it. And for good reason. But the actual first one was really good. And there's been some animated projects and stuff. There was an animated movie. I don't remember. Did I react to that or did I watch it on my own time? I don't actually remember. But either way, it was disappointing. Which really sucked because it was based on Scorpion, and he's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. So, yeah. So as for this new movie, it is an R-rated movie. It's going to have fatalities and everything, unlike the '90s one, which was PG-13. Um, I know that there's a new main character being introduced, named Cole, and um, I don't know much of anything else about him, but it's still going to feature all the characters we know and love, like Scorpion's in it, Shang Tsung, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Sonya, Jax. I don't think Johnny Cage is in it, which is a little disappointing. But you can't have everyone. Also, Melina is in it, but apparently Katana is not. So that's a interesting choice. I mean, it can work, I guess, but it's an interesting choice. And I'm really hoping this ends up being really good and help really well received, because if they could make even more of these like high quality R-rated Mortal Kombat movies, it's like we could get a bunch of other great characters in them. We could eventually get Shao Kahn. We could get Katana. We could get some of even the newer characters like Aaron Black or Kotal Khan. Like I would like to see some of them represented for sure. Like, of course, you think of the classic characters first, but it's like some of these newer characters are really cool. Um, so yeah, I've been really excited for this, really hyped for it, and of course, I want to see what this trailer's about. And I decided, kind of very spur of the moment, why not react to it? I barely ever react to trailers, so why not react to this one? Now, I will be redirecting this just to keep safe because this will probably be copyright stricken if I tried to put it on the channel normally, just because my luck and as well as just the fact that it is showing, like big footage from the movie technically. So I'm not even going to risk it. As always, it is going to be redirected. Links are in the description below for that, so check those out. And I want to hear for sure, like, what you guys think of Mortal Kombat as a game series, what you think of the newer games. And have you seen the original movies? Or any of the movies? Tell me your thoughts on that down below as well. But let's just get on with this because I'm really excited for this and hoping for it to just be fantastic, honestly. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in. Everything from that point everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts. And I mean, I guess this matters, will contain spoilers to the trailer. um, Also, just as a fact before we go, this is the Redband trailer. So it's going to feature adult language, probably some blood and gore, that kind of stuff. But all of that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So it's a common complaint amongst a lot of people that movie trailers spoil too much these days. That a lot of movie trailers just tell you basically everything. And this doesn't. It gives us the bare bones basics of what the story is about. And anyone who knows Mortal Kombat, it's like, outside of this new character, it's like, yeah, everything's like, yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. um, but it doesn't really actually tell us too much. So we have this new character named Cole, who is contacted at some point by Sonya. And she reveals that this birthmark on his chest, in the shape of what we know as the Mortal Kombat symbol, but as they just see it as like a dragon. But this birthmark is a calling card, a symbol of destiny, and an invitation to the Mortal Kombat tournament. And through that information, he joins with everyone else as part of the Defenders of Earthrealm to enter the tournament. And that's the basic gist of it. We get to see many of the different characters in this. We get to see Melina, Raiden, Sonya, Jax, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, all these great characters. Shang Tsung, there's a statue of Shao Kahn. Multiple references even to characters who I don't think are in the movie. Like there's this like a tapestry that shows a battle, and I was trying to figure out who that character is in it. I'm not sure. My first thought went to Kintaro, but I'm not actually confident in that. Um, but I think there's going to be a lot of references as well. Anyway, um, but yeah, it's like really interesting. We got to see what looked like Scorpion pre-Scorpion when he was Hanzo Hasashi. Um, and there's a lot of questions like going into this. So based on that, though, it looks like we might be going into Scorpion's backstory in this again. It's been a common addition to a lot of Mortal Kombat lore and stuff portrayed. Like I said, they even made a movie going into it, an animated movie for it. But yeah, looks like they're going to be going into that again. Sub-Zero is acting very aggressive, making me think that it's probably the first Sub-Zero, not Bihan. I can never remember what the first one's name is. Bihan is the second one, the younger brother. And then there's the older brother who eventually becomes Noob Saibot, and I can never remember his name. But I assume it's him, and maybe he's being controlled by Shang Tsung. I mean, there's not really been enough hints at it, but Quan Chi could be involved. It's possible. We saw Goro in the trailer, so it's like I hadn't heard anything about Goro being in the movie prior to this, so that was a surprise. So who knows? Quan Chi could be involved. But you heard a few classic lines. Of course, you had to have the "get over here," finish him, and stuff like that. So like classic Mortal Kombat lines. It looks good. And there's definitely a lot of blood and gore and stuff in it. You could see that they're really amping that up and everything. And it looks like Mortal Kombat. The costumes, especially notably for the Ninja, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero, aren't the most game accurate, but I don't really think there's a problem with that. I don't really have any issue with that. And I like at the end the "get over here" line was said by the actor rather than just like having like a version from the game or something. Like I think they did that in the original. Um, it makes it feel like it's more tied to the actor playing, and it feels more natural that way, if that makes any sense. Um, and yeah, it just seems like the same basic stuff with Mortal Kombat that you'd expect other than that. Shang Tsung running the tournament. We have Raiden leading the Defenders of Earthrealm. Cole is just kind of our main character for that. And it's like we didn't really need a random original character introduced for this. We could have had it focused entirely on Liu Kang as the main character, but I think they wanted to do it one to kind of differentiate itself from the original movie in which Liu Kang was the focused main character. Um, as well as I don't know, I think they wanted to, with Mortal Kombat having such a large pantheon of characters, I think they wanted to kind of add something into that. Because, like I said, Mortal Kombat has a massive pantheon of characters. So getting to be able to create your own, even if it's just for the movie, is like that's a big deal, I feel. Um, and it's not like it's the first like just random human character we've had introduced. There's been plenty of those. I mean, does anybody remember Stryker? um, but yeah, it's like as long as the character is done well, as long as the actor does a good job, as long as he's written well, like that's all that matters. It doesn't have to follow like one of the characters like that we know and love as the main character entirely. Like we'll still get to see plenty of them. They're still there. So that's what's important. It's just literally one single character. And luckily, it's not one of those cases of just adding in a white main character just to have a white main character, because the actor here is half Asian. I can't remember the actor's name at the moment, but he is half Asian. Um, and you can very much tell that. So it's not even one of those cases, and I hate it when movies do that, and they've done it for so long. Like there's that Last Samurai movie, I think it's called, that had Tom Cruise in it, just randomly in it in this like Japanese setting. And it's like, what the fuck? Just to have a big name white actor, basically. And it's like, God, that's not okay. But this isn't doing that. It's just adding in a new character for the hell of it, basically. Just to add in a new character. And hey, maybe if it works out well enough, and maybe if he ends up being well received, he might end up appearing in the game at some point. It's possible. But yeah, I really like this trailer. It didn't tell us too much, but at the same time, it still gave us enough to feel like Mortal Kombat. It definitely had the right tone, the right vibes. It felt right. It felt right. And it makes me super excited to see this. When was the release date? Let me see. April 16th. And it will be in theaters and on HBO Max. So I could react to it, maybe. It's possible. I'm not going to promise anything right now, but I wouldn't be opposed. um, but yeah, either way, I'm super excited for it. One of the movies set to come out this year that I'm just really hyped for, along with the likes of Godzilla versus Kong and whatnot. Um, but like I said in the pre-thoughts, tell me in the comments below what you uh, have thought about Mortal Kombat. Have you played the games? Have you seen any of the other movies? What do you think about the characters? And what do you think about this trailer? What do you think about how the games and the characters and all were portrayed here? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So tell me in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.